Sauce in Colorado, spark my blunt and hit my bottle. Nigga like me is hard to find, just like water. Right wrist on David Ruffin, left on Eddie Kendrick. Chest on Otis Reddit, all my diamonds singing. Ayy, drop top sauce in the paint, it's all good. Me and Cola ballin' out like Machiavelli and shit. Ayy, drop top sauce.
Again with another video. This is going through the My Player Builder, making Lebron James build, showing off the bully badges and everything. Hey man, it's my boy Shakedown giving us the breakdown.
With a 7'3" wingspan.
Like, subscribe.
Immediately notice this is a well-rounded build with very few attribute levels above 90. Now take a look at your badges. Notice how they've been split into tiers. Your tier 3 badges are the most popular game-changing badges. Overly balanced builds get very few gold and Hall of Fame tier 3 badges. So at first glance, it would appear that the demigod builds of the past got nerfed. You'll come to that conclusion as well when you try to make some of your favorite overpowered builds from 2K22. Now, a couple things. We don't know what the season or legend rewards are. If they're gameplay related, let's say like 2K20, we might see badges get a 1 level upgrade at legend. We also don't know how many badges we get for making new builds, or how many we earn for grinding a season. In 2K22, you got 4 extra badges just for going to college. So a balanced build like this could turn out to be a demigod after grinding a few seasons. So that's just a few things to keep in mind if making an all-round build is a must for you right out the gate. And when you complete it, we get a 3-level score with shades of Paul George, Gerald Wallace, and OG Anunoby. Now for my next build, I made some modifications. Same height, weight, and wingspan, but notice the amount of attribute points I gave to the finishing category. The previous build only had 14 potential badge points in the finishing category. Now we have 27. Specializing in slashing gave me more gold tier 3 badges. Completing this build gets you an inside-out scorer with shades of LeBron James. So if you want to make a LeBron-like build, this is definitely how you do it. Now let's expand the category and show you the attribute requirements for a couple tier 3 badges. Also, take a look at the 4 badges in tier 3 versus the badges in tier 1 and 2. These will be your best overall badges for slashing and finishing. The requirement for gold slithery is an 89 driving layup or a 92 driving dunk. I only have an 85 lay, but I do have a 93 dunk, so I do meet the requirement. For a 6'8" small forward, you need a 99 driving dunk to get Posterizer Hall of Fame. And look at the amount of strength you need for gold or Hall of Fame bully. Making a bully breed build on that level would require a lot more sacrifice. Now take a look at my tier 3 shooting badges. With an 83 ball, you only get bronze limitless. This is why I said catch and shoot will be way more useful. You only need an 81 ball handle for Hall of Fame ankle breaker. There's gonna be a lot of big guys snapping ankles this year. So you might need that 86 perimeter defense for Hall of Fame ankle braces. So when you complete this build, we get another inside out scorer with shades of RJ Barrett and Andrew Wiggins. Now it's time to get in there and test the build. There's a lot to learn here, so take notes. So first things first, to equip your tier 3 badges, you have to equip 10 badge points between tiers 1 and 2. So it's either or, you do not need 10 badge points in each tier. As I equip badges, there's a counter in tier 3 showing you how many you need until it opens up. Side note, there are challenges to unlock your tier 3 badges, so expect to complete those first in the full game. Now let's take a look at the far right where you have your 4 core badges. These badges cost 0 badge points. Since your tier 3 badges are the most game-changing and they require the most badge points to select, it's best practice to core one of your tier 3 badges. Keep in mind, a badge must be equipped to earn progress towards its core badge challenge, and completing that challenge makes it eligible to become a free core badge. Now I want you to get this down. The bare minimum to get a tier 3 badge is 15 badge points in any given attribute category. This is because a bronze tier 3 badge will cost you 5 badge points. So 10 badges between tier 1 and 2, and 5 for a bronze tier 3. If you don't have 15 badges in a certain attribute category, but you're close to it, your build will get better with time. as long as 2K is still giving out extra badges for grinding throughout the season. So take a look at my badge selection. I was able to select 3 tier 3 badges with 23 total finishing badges, 10 between tier 1 and 2, 13 in tier 3. Making Posterizer a core badge was free. Limitless and Bully cost me 13 badge points. So always take advantage of a free tier 3 badge when you can. With 15 or more badge points, you should always have enough to equip 2 or more tier 3 badges. So now that you know this, decide on what kind of build you want to make and then go from there. Choose 2 categories you must have maxed out. Do the math on the badges you want for tier 3. Once you get the game and max out all of your badges by completing challenges, this thought process will become second nature. 2K came up with the tier system so specialized builds would have a huge advantage in certain categories, but also have major weaknesses in others. So I hope I simplified this for you. Save this video and come back to use it as a reference if you get confused when the game drops. Also, it should be noted that old gen or current gen has the 2K22 next gen My Player Builder, so no tier system. One thing I want to drive home is that you don't actually have to be a role player with this new My Player Builder. Steph Curry is known for being great at 2 major things, dribbling and shooting, and he's not a role player. Ja Morant is known for being great at 2 major things, playmaking and slashing, and he's not a role player. So you're not a role player as long as you specialize your build. You're just not going to be a ball hog and do all the work anymore. Even Michael Jordan, the GOAT himself, couldn't get over the hump until he started to lean on his teammates more. So now we're going to finally dive into some gameplay. Notice the choice between 3v3 and 5v5 when testing out your build. Everyone's chosen randomly. It also shows the player builds. Notice Luka Doncic, a versatile offensive force, the way up. So you guys that play interior defense, if you time it correctly, you can still block a lot of shots. This build is well-rounded, so you should be able to do a lot of that. And look at Andrew Wiggins. This man